try this again. Stream is on. It says live. All right, we're going to try this one more time here. Testing. Making sure audio's coming through here. It's having a little bit of issues here this morning. Man, oh man, what a day. Already. We just gotten started. All right, let's see what we got here going on. It's a little too loud in my headphones. All right, there you go. Much better. All right. Let's turn the sensitivity down. I'm getting better at this thing. I'm working at it. I tell you, like I said before, I give DJs all the credit in the world because they are good at what they do with this stuff. Let's see what we got. Pick up LI real fast. LI got sparked on that LI move, man. Yeah, they bull trapped me on LI. Hopefully, we can see what happens here. I did pick up some calls on AMC. I might probably let me see if there's any opportunity here to save this thing. 5%. They just yanked their profits off of this thing early. Let's see what we got. Might have got me on this one. Breaking the streak. I don't like it. On a hot streak for quite a while now. All right, let's see. Whew. Not taken out on LI. Is there any opportunity to save this thing? How am I looking at my calls? Got several cross downs in the 10-minute. 10-minute looks like it's now bouncing off of the 50 moving average. I need it to hold here. I needed to invalidate this 50 moving average for a possibility to turn around. But it is still coming down. I mean, they are taking profits on this thing. How's the open look? I need it to hold right here. I cannot have it drop underneath this area at all. This is where it needs to hold. This is the showdown. Let's see what we got. Let's see. Put that back up. All right. All right. Push downs on low volume, which is a good thing. This is just profit taking, in my opinion. High volume in the beginning of the day, low volume on the downside. Trying to see if there's any opportunity to dollar cost average on this thing, because I am down significantly so far on those particular calls. I mean, luckily. More screen here. AMC is coming back down too. Woo. Seemed like a little bit of a bull trappy day this morning. Well, not necessarily. It actually opened up really hot. GME. GME is pushing right now. I got a 1348 cross on the 15 minute to the upside. Looks like it's heading for $25. 2501 is the area I need to break in order to start to see some motion. I still do have those GME calls for $27 for the 18th of this month. I mentioned those out last stream. They're roughly still a little bit down here, roughly about 17%, but we did trim a bunch of contracts off of that last week. So the percentage down right now is only marginal, a small amount being that we already took the profits off the top. So we can let those ride out, let them play out, because I do still see us moving up nicely in just a little bit of time if we can break this 25-25 level again. So in my opinion, this is a reaccumulation setup here after this drop. If you're looking at it, you can see that we have now formed a descending broadening wedge on this pattern, which again is one of my favorite patterns right now in this market. You can also call this a bull flag, which is now trying to break out of. So a couple different ways you could look at it, but overall, it is playing the tops and bottoms of this downtrend. Remove this here, and looking to break out in just a little bit. So once it breaks out, we'll start to see that upside motion. Again, this is more of a reaccumulation style pattern. It should come out, retest somewhere around the 24.75, and then start breaking up to these levels that I have here. Once it breaks 25.25, my next target's up here at 26.74. So good opportunity right now in a reaccumulation style schematic for anyone to, if you are interested, not telling anybody to buy or sell. Opportunities here while we are in a holiday weekend. A holiday for the next couple days. They're trying to catch people sleeping, which I think they have been successful at so far. Calls have been, people taking their profit early to get ready to enjoy their little holiday setup, which is cool. But we're still on them. Let's see, it's LI. I'll go back to LI real quick. LI's got to hold that area. LI is now starting to base? I need you to base. I need you to base right here. 3650. If 3650 comes in, I may look to DCA on it. Because you can see we had a triple. I'll call this a triple bottom setup potentially. I'm including the morning. It looks like it wants to potentially gap fill. If it loses this level, I will cut these calls. All right, I'll be taking a small loss on it. Well, a loss, not a small loss, a decent loss. But that's why we have different positions in order to kind of make up for other areas just in case. But this is, in my opinion, a lot of profit taking on that big move that it had up from the morning. So I needed to hold this area right here. No less than 36.50. It does break. It could potentially come down to try to fill this entire gap down at $35, and we do not need to stick around for that. All right, let's see. Is AMC doing anything? I need AMC to stick above. Oh boy, they just dropped it below 41.50, huh? $4.50. I need it to hold 448 at the very least. I don't want it to break 448. 448 is a huge area to hold. So let me open up a couple other things. How's the volume looking on AMC so far? AMC already at 8 million volume. We've been doing 10 million on the entire day for the last few months. So this is a nice little sign here of what's to come within the next couple of days. We basically were rejected at the underside of the uptrend on AMC since the January squeeze. So we're right underneath it right now. We were rejected from there. and they're trying to bring us back into the super macro descending broadening wedge, which is this yellow line. However, we have a support right underneath it, which is at 448, and we need to hold that line in order for us to start reversing, making this and do the next breakout to head back up towards 470, 471, and then 4. Actually, I'm supposed to have a line here. I did go to remove it. 468 is the line for AMC. 468, 471 is 473. Very crucial areas to be back above. A little bit of a gauntlet there, but those are the areas we need to be in. And I like the way this is hammering back up to get us back above 450. Fantastic. This is on the 15-minute chart. I'm going to move closer to the 5-minute chart to get a better indication of what exactly is happening. All right, I'm going to put my indicators back on. So we did on the 5-minute chart, we did break the 9 EMA and are now bouncing off the 21 EMA. In my opinion, this is just a reaccumulation of shares. That was a low volume push down on AMC and now looking to start turning around the other way. Here's volume coming in to get us back above the signal line. I love this hammer right here so far on the 5-minute chart. I would love it for it to print that way. Got 1 minute left on this candle before we start to get back and actually reclaim the 9 EMA, which right now sits at roughly at about $4.53. So 453 is the number we are looking to get back above to be back in the ball game. And I'd love to see us get back and hold above this green line again, which is the downtrend, or the uptrend, I should say, from the squeeze way back in January. So that's the green line here. They knocked us underneath it, this green line. We need to get back above this line to start to be in the ball game. So this is where we're trying to break currently. And we're looking good so far. Nice reaccumulation setup, 454, pushing back towards 3.18% on the day. So making some good time. They are going to try to rip this thing this week. No doubt in my mind now. They want to catch a lot of people off guard with the holiday right now that we're in. All right, let's see what LI is looking like. Because LI, I may need to DCA on LI. If LI didn't hold, that's still looking to come back down. $36. 47. All right, so because they just sparked it down, AMC 455, starting to weaken on selling pressure. Okay, what do we got? All right, LI just basically went ahead and retested that area that I mentioned earlier today. I'm going to try and see if I can... How do I share this now? Share. All right. That's the chart title. All right, I'm gonna DCA on LI. It's looking good in my opinion. Don't think this is over yet. Just a lot of profit taking early in the morning. LI is usually can be a very big mover. Woo! I got sparked on LI. All right, let's see. Gonna go ahead and add 50% to my position. All right, I need LI back above here. 37.21. I need you to reclaim a 9 EMA. That's all I need you to do. All right, it's AMC looking 455. Neo, Rivian. It's kind of just coasting right now. Man, that could have been 1,000% right there. Didn't work out. All right, well, if anybody's in the chat, just say what's going on. Glad you could join us today on the live stream. Just looking over a couple different charts here, what's available out here, see what opportunities lay around. It's a little bit of a different type of day. It's not your standard, obviously, going to be closing a little early today, somewhere around the 1 o'clock hour. So whatever's going to happen, I expect it to happen most likely before 12:45, which is normally when we start to pick up volume on a standard day. However, we're going to see what they do. Watching a couple different charts, AMC, GME, and so on. I did mention GME was actually looking really good. Something to pay attention to on that. GME needs to break 25.25, which is very possible today. And I'm actually expecting them to start to rip it into the holiday weekend while everybody is busy. The holiday week, between today and tomorrow. Also a short week. Don't see a lot of things. People take vacations. I know people that are away from home right now and so on and so forth. So high possibility we'll start to see this. I have the one-day chart. One-day chart, you can see that we are in a flag, a bull flag off of this high staff here, and looking to break that. Once we start to break above 25.01, next level is 25.05, followed by 26 and change. So that's where I see things happening. LI is dumping. If it does not bounce in a couple seconds, I'm going to move them. I need to see a bounce off of that 200 moving average. If it does not hold, I'm out. Gotta give me something. That's a complete shark fin here. All the way up, and they just waterfalled it down. So let's see if it holds. Another test of the 200 EMA. GME still pushing. Yeah, GME looks fantastic. I mean, it is really ready to start to break out. I have a level here, 2504 today for GME. Would have been a nice move if you caught this from bottom this morning at 2432. Looks like it's rounding a bit. That's okay if it does round off. I just needed to hold 2478 before possibly reaccumulating and then pushing. The volume down is actually starting to decrease, which is expected for a weekend like this one here, or a week like this one here. All right, it's holding the bull flag set up here. Come on, AMC. SPY just kind of bobbling around the 443.16 mark. Not really much happening on the SPY right now. This is the type of day we're dealing with. The type of day we're dealing with. It's just an unsure day, simply because of what's happening right now. Just a short day. Go ahead and double check Tesla. Tesla has been a monster for a while now, and I've been calling it out for several weeks that Tesla was going to see 300 very shortly. I mean, from that move this morning, unbelievable. It pulled a lot of stocks up with it that were in that same sector. The electric car market. Obviously, Rivian was a nice one to be in. So that thing rocketed off Rivian's news, but the chart was already looking really fantastic. We were able to catch those $17 calls from back then. But now, if you are dropping in the chat on YouTube, just say what's up. We're in the building here, just going over a couple different charts, just talking about a few different things. Seeing what opportunities may be out there, if any, right now with this slow type of day. Well, the morning was really where the action was, but all good though. All right, Tesla now 279.37. For people taking their profits after that big move. I know that anybody that was in probably walked away with a nice bag on Tesla this morning. Tesla was nuts. That was a play. But no one could have really... I mean, we've seen that coming. We knew it was coming. Just didn't know in what form. I mean, it's definitely shrouded around the idea for what was happening with the delivery. But chart has been screaming bullish now for over a month. And we saw that it was going to wind up going up to that point, to the 280. I actually had calls on a couple different occasions and was able to catch some nice upside. 297.5 has been my target now for a little bit of time. So the fact that we got this move really didn't surprise me. But they have to make it make sense. And that's really a lot of the time what they're looking to do. It's even though we know what's happening based upon the charts, we can kind of foresee what's going to be happening with the charts. What seems to happen also is they need a reason to run the stock. So when the stock needs to run 100%, 200%, whatever the case may be, they need a reason to do that. They don't like to just push it just because, you know, off of hearsay or potential or just the charts. They don't want people to believe that the charts can actually forecast what possibly may be coming up. They wanted to be believed that it's a catalyst or something specific that's happening around the stock. But that's what we train ourselves to do, is to be able to spot these opportunities in advance. And that's what we get. That's the opportunities, and that's what technical analysis is really all about. It's just being able to see trends in advance, catch the opportunities, and hopefully catch some wins along with it. If you want to look over any tickers, just let me know here. Boy. Okay. Let's see. LI. All right, so I did go ahead and DCA on that move. Way Up Trading Group, if you hear me here, if you're on the stream, I did go ahead and DCA on that. So we are in good territory right now, in my opinion. On LI, it did hold the level I wanted to hold, and it has now bounced. All right, so it's looking like a good opportunity to get in. At this point, if you didn't actually get in where we initially started, you're probably already profitable, simply because of where we are. But I do still see good potential on this stock right now for the next couple of days, just based upon what's happening with the overall move, not just what we're seeing short term. It was rejected for a reason. However, if you look at the volume, even though it's on selling volume, the volume on the daily chart is stepping up consistently and getting ready to touch and break above the signal line or the moving average. So it's not just about what we're seeing on the day. We're expecting it to move over the next couple of days. So by Wednesday, I would not be surprised if this thing gaps up to 39 bucks. Not even one bit. And this is how we able to kind of forecast what we saw on Rivian. Rivian, we bought Rivian in the $15 range, and we were able to forecast a $3 move plus in days, in days in advance. So it's not just about what we're seeing short term; it's about what we're seeing in the longer term. And this is going to say the same thing that's going to apply with AMC, GME. It's reading the charts, understanding what we're seeing, and then playing what we're doing right in front of us here. D-Train, what's going on? Welcome to the group here. Welcome to the chat. Appreciate you having us. We appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining us this morning here on this short day. All right. Let's go over a couple different charts. If you got any in mind, you're looking at anything you want to call out, definitely feel free to do so. But yeah, we're just going over a couple different charts, trying to see if we can catch anything today. LI right now is the one that's looking like it's ready to move. So I was just mentioning the LI. I have the specific striking details in the group. However, the LI is a great opportunity, and this is how we're able to catch these kinds of moves in advance. So very good location. You don't want to be in the position where, let me make sure I update the group on this. Just bear with me one second, folks. Okay. Let's see what we got here. My new average is now $0.55 on that. All right. All right. Let's see how that works out. AMC's still kind of getting screwed with over here. All right, what kind of patterns do we have working out on AMC at this point in time? Still kind of holding and holding above the 9 EMA. Nothing really major happening until they start to let the volume back into this thing. Gonna be a series of traps going up here, and out of nowhere they're just gonna run it up. That's what I can see happening. So if you're in AMC, be careful with these calls. I always call and let it be known that these things are risky, being that this is a squeeze play. This is what we signed up for. So the squeeze play, they can always find a way to pull the rug. Tesla's coming back down pretty hard. Gonna probably go and test the 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart. 921 cross just hit to the downside. If it loses the 48 moving average or exponential moving average, I can expect it to come possibly down. Look for support somewhere around 275.90 as a possible low. First step before that is to possibly break 277.95. Just going to mark those areas off real quick just to make sure we're watching that. So it's going to be on the way down. And if that doesn't hold, look out for the 200 moving average down all the way at 270, 271. All right, let's see what we got here. AMC still getting screwed with. GME is looking fantastic. Needs to break this bull flag to the downside, to the upside here. It may pop. It is still above the 200, or sorry, excuse me, the 9 EMA on the 5-minute chart, which is excellent. And it is starting to break out very slowly but surely. I would like to see some sort of a breakout retest of some sort around here, back at 25, and then start to push up to this level. It can happen today. I really expect them to start to try to pull the wool over everyone and start to run these things, some of these heavily shorted ones, a little bit into the holiday, more so toward the end of the day. So I'm watching very closely on that, because they do want to squeeze some of these stocks, pretty much purge them. Obviously, it's the first new day of the month. First day of the new month, I should say. Neo 990. Very nice, Neo. Very nice. I need LI to start to get and reclaim 37.21. That's what I want to reclaim. That would be a huge deal if we can go and get back above that. So I'm going to hold on to these for a little while. See how the rest of the day plays out. Not much time left. It's already 11 o'clock. And the majority of the moves already took place this morning. All right. Is there any more upside left for Rivian? I can't believe I actually wound up screwing up and closing out my calls on Rivian. Goodness gracious. That was pretty annoying. Calls went up on Rivian, called out in the trading group. They actually went above 840%. Call that out on this past Thursday. We had $17 calls this past Thursday. They went 860%. I wound up holding 2 runners and accidentally closed them out. But was trimming several different times over the past couple of days. And at the height, was able to catch 840%. on some of my runners. Was looking at trim at 860%, but accidentally closed those last 2 runners. So that was a bummer. Wasn't going to add any more to the position because at this point it's obviously in squeeze scenario and things get crazy around here. So we don't want to hold on to those too long, just in case. So we practice different, we make sure we stick to the same risk management strategy all the way through. We take the wins as they come. And I don't look to diamond hand options at all. The only ones I diamond hand are the ones that are well into the multiple 100% level. We diamond hand those. Those are okay. But because for the most part, you probably took your profit off the table. But if they want to keep running, go ahead. And I stress this out to everybody I speak with, is to take your profits as they come. Take your profits in intervals. I try to take them at several different intervals between 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%, 75%, 100%. By the time I get to 50%, half my position's out. And I start trimming everything else from there. At 100%, I'm down usually to just runners. Maybe a good 10%, 10 to 15% of my position is still available, and let those runners run. So, but my risk at that point is completely off the table. You know, if any extra money comes out of the deal, let it go. It's fantastic. That's what we want to see. So we want to make this money risk free as we possibly can. If you can play defensively more than you play offensively, you have longevity. And then longevity in this thing is really what does it. The longer you can stay trading, the more you can trade if you can trade another day, you're opening your opportunities up. And having more opportunities is what's going to make you successful over the long haul. You want to be in this thing for the long haul. You don't want to blow your accounts. You don't want to give these market makers any more money than what they need. Simply for the fact that they have enough. They've been doing this long enough. You know, they have the power to move markets to their will. But we have to take what we can. We take what we can from them, pocket the rest, and then build up our stacks so we can start to make those stacks even bigger. So profits and pockets is what we practice first here. On way up trading. That's how we do things here. All right. All right. Does anything happen? How's Ape looking? I haven't looked at Ape all day. LI is still kind of hanging around that area. Ape is kind of hanging above the 20-minute, 200 moving average, and 200 EMA. Looks like more of a reaccumulation style setup here. Is potential for this thing to come back down. We don't know as of yet. $176 right now, 0.86 up on the day. AMC's right now 0.34 on the day, kind of holding this area, more so a bull flag off of that nice move up. I'm telling you, AMC's ready to go. Despite what people say, if whatever comes up out of the court date or court situation, it's pretty irrelevant, in my opinion. That's the chart is the chart. The chart is telling the story in advance, but you have to understand and read the language that the chart is speaking to you in. Open is still going. Open is a monster. Open is going to $7. That's Open to be at $7, and we were able to catch the bottom of that thing at $2 and change. Well, not the bottom exactly, but I actually did have some shares that I was holding long in the past, and those are roughly about $1 and change. But as far as a move, anyone could have caught this move from the $2 range because it was very evident. But that comes from just being able to read the charts. Right now, you'd be up 100% very easily. off the 200, well, close to about 100% just off shares alone. So a $10,000 investment, you'd be almost close to 20 grand. Even less, say $1,000, you'd have doubled your money almost. Like those are great returns in a very short period of time. Open has only been running now for about 2-3 weeks. It's not a bad investment, not a bad return on investment there. So no fear on open right now. That's looking really good. I need LI to start to pick up some steam. Still holding my calls, waiting for it to start to loop around. It is holding my level. It's under the 9 EMA. I don't want it to break this level here. I'm looking for some type of reaccumulation setup here. Looping, holding the 9 EMA, coming back, retesting this area, catching it here, and slowly starting to stair step its way up. 9 EMA, come back up, and then start to go. I mean, that looks a little that looks a little bit extended. However, that's what I'm starting to look for. I need LI to get back over $37.21 is the number I'm looking for. But I need to hold right here. We cannot have it break below this number. Well, 36.47 is as low as I want to see it go. Nothing more. But if it does break for 36.47, I need to lower this a little bit. I'll let go of this this move. Take the loss. Losses are a part of trading. And once we get that, you kind of you free yourself to actually start to make some changes. So there we go. We got that nice wick right off of it here. And I need that to continue to hold. As long as that holds, we're in a good location. This would be a reaccumulation in my mind. So we'll keep a look at that. AMC still getting held down. Volume is non-existent. Well under the signal line from this morning. We're at almost 10 million in volume already. And for the past few months, we've been doing 10 million volume per day. So that already is telling you something. And again, this yellow line is the descending or super macro descending broadening wedge top, which is a very, very crucial area to break, because as they have been holding us or trying to hold us into breaking that area and bringing us back to the bottom of the wedge, or this bull channel that we've had for quite some time. That'll be super crazy. Oh, why is it off log? What's going on here? There we go. All right, let's get back to my log scale. Here we are. So this is the area we need to break above. Super macro descending broadening wedge. I was trading with you moving my lines. Okay. This is a breakout or holding of a top. We are now actually under it. A triple bottom setup underneath this area, which we are now trying to break back above it, which also lines up with the descending broadening wedge top, this other yellow line. Let me change this to orange so it's visible. I'll call that blue. Only line I don't usually use. Let's go lighter blue. All right, we'll do that. Okay. So we need to go ahead and break above this here. This yellow downtrend, which lines up with the January squeeze and we are underneath this entire area, which again is considered to be a macro spring, in my opinion. We don't want to break down here and go touch the bottom of the wedge, or this falling wedge, this larger falling wedge. Not really as concerned with the more close time frames. I'm more concerned with the larger time frames. Once you start to break back above this can go very fast. We need to break these levels. Just like we saw this morning, we were in such low volume. It's just so volume starved that just a little bit of volume will shoot this thing very quickly. But a 613 is that magic number I've been calling out for several weeks to months that we need to get back above on AMC. 613. Once you are out of 613, you will break this descending broadening wedge top. You'll break all the areas of confluence that I have here. This uptrend, this downtrend of the descending broadening wedge, the super macro descending broadening wedge, all of this chop will be gone. You'll be in this open sky right here. But we need to get back above this open area, which is right in this location here, which looks like a high potential for us to be in there. If I were to go ahead and just put this here, it'd be around July 18th. Looks to be where things would just go nuts, because this area is nothing but air. Once you break through this, 613 is going to be most likely where it touches. Once you get that, I'm looking for hopefully a breakout retest of 613, and we start running to $8. Hey MCK, welcome back. Welcome back. Good to have you. Good to have you. Just going over some charts, just trying to see what's out here today. It's a little crazy because it's a holiday. Things are going real short. A lot of people took a lot of profits this morning off the Tesla move. We had Rivian moving. GME's looking really, really good. AMC had a nice pop this morning to that 450 and change level. Had a high of almost 460 before coming back down. But yeah, hopefully things start to turn around here. LI is still coming down. Looking to retest that area again. If it breaks 36.47, I am out. Not even going to take a second. Not even going to think about it. Not 613, not as in June 13. $6.13 is what I'm looking to get above on AMC. That takes us out of the macro spring. Yeah, out of the macro spring, it'll move very fast. I mean, fast. That word "fast" could be relative. However, when I mean fast, it'll move a lot faster than we've been seeing for the last period, couple of days, a couple months, if anything. Just watching this trade that I'm in on LI. Need to pay attention on that. But I need, if it's a good location, in my opinion, it's a good location. Yeah, definitely several. Today is a little bit odd, so not really a lot of things moving right now. We're able to catch a lot of plays that actually wound up playing out from the past couple of days. Rivian was a big one. Open, big one. GME, we entered. We've had some plays on that. Tesla, we already tackled that. Nothing that we held over the weekend, but things wound up being really nice with those. Lucid, nice one. But at the moment, Neo's looking really good, and so on. We have a lot of different ones that we're tracking in the Way Up Trading group. So we do like to post different specific strikes and things like that over time. So it's a good opportunity, man. But right now, we're all just kind of waiting on AMC to do its thing while they hold it back, while everything else is running up like crazy, and they're just bull flagging this thing. But they don't want it to break this yellow line. Breaks this yellow line, things are going to get really spicy. That's that 461 mark. That takes us up here, which is the next level, 468, 471, and 473. Each one of these, any area between these, I consider these to be volume pockets where the stock can really start to fly through them if it breaks it. Just the same way it did this morning, breaking 439 and 440, it just flew right through it. So we keep track on those. Once it breaks those areas, it flies right through. Once it breaks the next area, it flies right through. Once it breaks the yellow area, which is 461, it's going to fly right through another 10 cents. Very fast. All right, maxed them out here. We can get rid of, I'm not using this right now. Still maxed out. What do we got? Gonna move. I don't need gaps. I don't need Elliott wave right now. Let's try that again. VRV. Okay. 15-minute right now, holding the 9 EMA, still pushing back up above the signal line on volume, which is important. We have a volume top right here. You can see a little volume shelf that we're fighting against at 454. So this is the VRVP indicator, which is another nice one to have just to kind of get an idea of when volume breaks, what happens next. But we need to get back above this volume shelf and hold above 454 in order to start to see some decent upside movement. But they're going to drain this thing out and probably wait until the last minute, like 12:45 before we close. So I don't know how hard it's going to run, but I am still expecting a run of some sort. I would like to see us run towards 485 today. That would be beautiful. Oof. Right now, my calls are down pretty substantially right now because they are holding it very close. But I did go ahead and pick up some $5 calls to see how things work out. LI holding. LI is still trying to test my level. Cannot have it drop underneath 36.47. I do not, because if it does break below that price, then I can expect a possible gap fill all the way back down here. The reason that it ran all the way through this area, again, looking at volume as just a brush up here. Volume on this thing, there is no volume in this area. And this is what happens when you have a volume pocket like this, is once you see a lot of trading happening in one area, what tends to happen is that it's testing liquidity in these locations. If it's selling a lot, getting a lot of selling, a lot of buying, all happens here. There's a lot of shares being traded in this area. But once you can find some sort of movement above this, usually you get a rocket ship right out of it. And that's what we're experiencing on AMC. The longer they hold it in these areas underneath the pocket, the volume shelf, once it does break it, it's gonna fly. So they're just testing areas for liquidity to see where buyers are, where sellers are, and so on. And if there's nothing there and they're ready to mark it up, they'll just move it right to the next level before they start to potentially see buyers and sellers. And when the buyers and sellers start to step in, they test it around, keep it there for a little while to see how people are responding, how buyers and sellers are responding. And if they aren't, then they'll push the price down lower to see to see whether or not you'll step in at that point. And that's basically what we've been going through for the last month or two. So if volume doesn't come in, they just continue to push the price down lower. But also what that does is if there is demand that's pent up, it'll load that spring for it to pop up even harder and even higher. But MCK, if you're interested in looking into more of some of those lists, check out the group. Check out the group. It's free for a couple weeks. I think I think things will work out nicely if you check it out. All right, I'm gonna give LI till this closing candle here. Now 48 seconds on this closing candle. I need the whole 36.47. Move a little bit closer. 15 minutes. And I'm going to consider that. If it can hold it, I'm going to consider it bottom. All right, looks like it's bouncing right off of 36.47. $7 million in volume so far in the day. SPYs is doing nothing, which I expected. It's sideways trading day, right at VPVR. There's really nobody doing anything today. A lot of people on vacation. If they made any money on the trades, they're most likely just taking their profits and then going about their day. So there's not a lot of volume, a very low volume day so far on the SPY as well. AMC starting to come back down. Does have some crosses on these smaller time frames. I would like it to, again, hold 448 and nothing more. We don't want to see it come back and retest that 440. That would not be cool. That'd be detrimental to our positions if anybody else is in. But this is how they operate. We all know it. I'm going to go and remove the extended hours. I'm going to go straight into regular trading hours. So we can get a different vantage point of how things are moving from this perspective. I typically like to use extended trading hours so I get a better, clearer look on how things are looking with some of my indicators and can be more prepared for a lot of the daytime movement and day trade movement. I want to get as much information as you can, in my opinion. Right now, it's looking pretty bearish up until it starts to at least get some volume in. I mean, there's no volume coming in any longer. But in that first few minutes, we had 4 million in volume. I think 4 or 5 million in volume. We're sitting at 11 now, and we're over an hour, almost 2 hours into the day. Over 2 hours into the day. And how's Ape looking right now? Ape, also similar situation. Interesting. Now, Ape, I need to see almost 180 on 8. I would like to see 180 on 8. That would be nice. Real quick before coming back down. It is forming an Eve and Adam type of move. So I would like to see it come back down, test the 200 at about 177, and then probably touch 188, 180, somewhere around here before coming back down again. AMC and Ape operate inverse at the moment until they don't, which is basically them trading off liquidity from one to the other to pretty much fool anybody who's trying to play options or trying to make more of this particular move that we're expecting. So, or trying to trick folks into selling their positions on one side, going to the other, and then they switch it back and forth, switch liquidity back and forth until you don't have any more money left. Stevie Steve, what's happening? All right. As far as today, I would like to have it at some point break the 473 mark. 473 is what I'm looking for to get above, Steve. That's what I like to see it touch. We had a nice move up and rejection. We touched, this is my chart here. This green line is the uptrend from the lows, the very lows of AMC back before pre-January squeeze. We came up, we retested the underside of it right here, and we were rejected. To come back now, we are now touching the smooth moving average on the 20-minute chart, which is right now sitting at about 448. I would like for it to hold 448 to form another reaccumulation. It's possible. They may also try to dump us back down to 440, which I would prefer not to see. But if we do have to go that low, I still have this loop that I made the other day, which is basically another reaccumulation, like a scoop kind of move to break us back above this yellow line, which is the super macro descending broadening wedge, which gets us above here. And once we break this line, I want to see us break it, retest it at 460, and then take us back up to somewhere around the 470. You can see I have a lot of confluence in this area, 473, 468, 471. This region right here is where I would like us to be in prior to going into the next couple of days out. Or the Wednesday. We're closed tomorrow, so Wednesday is where I would like to see us. I would like to see us roughly about 473. And from there, start to make our move. So LI got me on this one. Just not enough volume coming in right now. A lot of profit takers, not a lot of volume. But it is still holding certain levels. But I want it to hold 36.47. I don't think I can sit here and watch it and not make a move. It is holding the 9 EMA on the 20-minute chart. But I don't think I can risk it any further at this point. Just in case, because we do have a short week, and I would not want to extend the loss on this thing. I mean, let's see how anything go. Let me see if there's any opportunity left on this thing. The ally is looking weak. It's not even able to get back above this 447. We got the 921 across to the downside. I'm probably gonna go ahead and cut LI. Just not enough volume today. It's not enough volume today. Things are looking a little bit weak. For obvious reasons. We just got the situation here, obviously, with the holiday. It was a risky move to try to trade today. Things opened up really, really nicely. But, as we expect, people taking their money and going on vacation. I mean, we had to expect that was going to be the situation. But, We try to do the things that we do every day. So that's the scenario here. That's what I'm hoping to see on Amy. They are breaking it down. It's coming down a little bit lower. Same setup as what they did with the other stocks I mentioned earlier today. Everyone took their profits at open, and now they're breaking it down on low volume. The only thing with AMC is I do still expect them to start to move it today. It would be, in my opinion, a smarter move while people are still busy for this type of move to play out. Pretty much an ascending triangle happening here once it gets down. I don't want it to get down this low. I'd rather not go down to 440. Max pain for this week, I have not looked it up, but I can definitely find out. I mean, I could imagine it being $5, but we'll see. Because I still think that we run up to that area. All we need to do is run up to that area for a day, and if you're in calls, you'll be all right. Now, I'm not saying you don't hold. Again, I don't tell anybody to buy or sell. No financial advice given at all. However, you do not want to hold your calls too long. Take your profits. I tell everyone the same thing. Take profits on the way up. Now let's double check on that max pain to see what that is. I'm pretty sure it's probably $5. I would not be surprised. $45. All right, so I'm cutting LI. Let's see. Alrighty. All right. So we're out of LI. Let that do its thing. Maybe catch that some other day. But LI can run. Seen it in the past. Been involved in the past. Multi-100% winner. Just not today. Let's check out this max pain setup. That's resting the SPY and at the moment. AMC. AMC max pain right now is at 450. 450, of course. So if we get to 440 today, how long do you think it'll take for it to recover to the upside? Well, it's all volume. I mean, we're still starved for volume here, and which is the issue, and which is their number one weapon is to choke out volume. Without volume, everything stays right where it is. Contracts get burned. Right now, I purchased some contracts on this thing, and they're being burned. Simple as that. Simple as that. Had $5 contracts. I'm just looking for a pop, not looking for anything. I'm not saying we're gonna go and actually hit the numbers today. Just looking for one nice solid move, which is all volume based. You can see volume is well below the signal line right now, but the push downs are getting weaker and weaker, which is a good indication. As you can see, volume is stepping down. Well, it's just a matter of timing it, which is one of the hardest things to do, especially with a squeeze play. This is why I always mention to everyone, like, take it easy on these guys that are doing TA on squeezes, because it's designed to trick you. It's designed to screw you over. So as far as how long it'll take if we hit 440, I'm thinking it'll take a day. If it does hit, this is a reaccumulation style setup. It'll take a day, I'm thinking we're probably into into Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'd say definitely Wednesday. We'll start to get that excitement again, the same way we had the past couple of days. We'll set that excitement, break these levels, and I can expect to see us here above 473, and then it'll come back, and then they'll most likely drop it back down to max pain to 450. It'll be rejected here, and then we'll start stair-stepping our way down on low volume again, back to 450, and probably come back for a retest of this yellow line, which is the super macro descending broadening wedge one more time. We'll probably finish the week at 448. But then next week is where I really see what's gonna happen. I see the week of the 12th being the real week we need to be concerned with. That's the one. Because at that point, I did point it out that we're going to be in a situation where we're looking for we'd be looking for a situation where we'd be in a open area, a volume pocket, a volume shelf, a volume pocket, I should say, where there is just nothing. And we're leading up to that area, which is roughly about, let me go ahead and find it again. Once we break this zone, basically where I drew my little schematic here. Once we break into this zone, this will be above this 451 level. Let me go ahead and see if I can circle it real fast. Not any other trades, so my trades are pretty much wrapped up. I don't think we're gonna get a lot more movement within only an hour left in the day. So let's see here. Here's my circle. I guess I'll just draw it out. Okay, I'll circle it. So this area right here. Oops. This area here. Shrink this a little bit. Once we get into this area, which should line up with about the 18th of July, we're definitely going to be before that. I'd say the 12th of July. Somewhere in here. 465. They start to play the uptrend of this green line, which is the uptrend. The green line is the uptrend from the very lows of AMC, which is about $1.17. And then from the lows here from more recent times before dropping out of it on the reverse split details. Once we get back above here, they'll start to play this ascending triangle situation within this region. And then by the 12th, this thing I believe will start to go. When I say go, we'll break 613 and start looking to play above that till we start seeing it about $8. That's where I'm actually kind of timing it to see if we can go ahead and start making some real moves. But as far as 440 and getting back above, it's possible today. But I don't think the real move is going to happen this week. I think they want to hold it. I think by then we'll already have the details on what's happening with the reverse split. And then we start going. Let me move this out of here. But we are picking up momentum still on the 4-hour chart. We got our cross up on KST. RSI is looking good. Volume is still stepping up, increasing steadily. But this is my target area. Here, once you break this, we break this pink uptrend line, and then those should line up with the falling 200 EMA and 200 moving averages, simple moving averages. Everything should converge right here on the 12th, 11th and 12th. So that's roughly what, Monday, Tuesday. Once they converge and once we actually get above here on the 4-hour, that's where I can start to see some real movement happening. Our next move would be up to 613, and that should be somewhere. That's a 30% move in like one day, in my opinion. So everything is lining up to about a 30% move to take place from there. If you've been buying since the lows at about $4, that would line you up with a 48% move. So a 50% move off of this. Off of buying from $4 and change. If you're buying a contract, if you're buying shares, whatever the case may have been, you'd have been in a good position to make 50% of your return. So that's what I'm looking for. The 12th is looking like the time frame for me. A max momentum indicator will most likely start to show about that same time frame to get above my signal line. So I'm looking at somewhere around here. And then we'll just start seeing upside from this area. Let's see what else we got. SPY still trading sideways. Nothing's going to happen. I think it's going to be pretty much a wrap for today. Nothing really moving. And did I get shaken out of LI? Hold on. Might have gotten shaken out of LI. Looks like buyers are starting to step back in here. If it gets back over 447, I got shaken out. And it's getting back above it. Wow. Let's see here. If it gets back above the 21 moving average, I may re-enter. But we'll see. Some Max Payne sitting at 450 for this week. About to close in about a little less than that. Well, about an hour. So that's pretty much the end of the day. And everything has got the same motion. You can look at the charts. If you look at what's happening here, every stock from open, take their profits, downward. LI. Open, everything ripped, take their profits, down. Rivian is actually bouncing. Everyone took their profits at the top, went down, but now it's actually reversing back up. which is a good sign. We'll see. That's the only one that actually changed. We were able to catch that one really nicely. 850%, 860% return. Awesome play. Amazing replay. GME. Similar. Let's take a look at the 5 minute. Actually, let me take a look so I can easily decipher what's happening. GME got a pop. Everyone took their profits, and now it's waterfalling back down. So it's just because it's just the type of day we're dealing with right now. It's not a lot of plays, not a lot of action. People are on vacation. Neo, pop all the way up. People took their profits. No volume. Everything came all the way back down. I mean, there's people trying to buy the dip here, obviously, for probably a longer term. Opportunity is still there, but that's the move. Everything was shark fin today, which is basically the pop and then rejection. So, understandably so, GME is now playing this move. So it was rejected, and now it's playing the opposite. I was hoping for it to break through and go, but it looks like it wants to reaccumulate this bull flag one more time. I would hope to see it most likely go and touch 24.22 again. Not touch the bottom of this wedge, of this bull flag. Consolidate here and start to go. Generally speaking, what I would see this from the perspective just for GME, I would see this more of a perspective of a descending broadening wedge, not particularly a bull flag. Maybe something more like this. That's what I'm looking at. So I'll have it here because I pay attention to it. However, I don't believe that's actually the pattern we're looking for. The pattern I pay attention to more is this one. We have a midline here. So we're going to remove this for the time being. And I'll be playing this. That's my favorite pattern. This shows up on multiple locations throughout the market and has been showing up left and right on a lot of different tickers. The ones that you see run the hardest are the ones that have played out this particular pattern. So that's where GME, in my opinion, is sitting at right now. More so than the bull flag setup. It's this pattern. Now it's falling underneath this. Let me make sure I line this up properly. My midline lines up. No, it's not midline. We're now under midline because we're lacking in volume. So it's possible. I don't expect it to come and touch this bottom trend line again. I expect it to hang around here, which is roughly about 24.22, which is a good sign of reversal. Once that reverses and starts to get any kind of accumulation in this area without breaking it, I'd probably be loading up on calls and positions here. Looking for to add to a position maybe a little bit further out, closer to the money strike. $25 or something like that. And I think LI is doing the thing. Got me out. Definitely bull trapped me on that one. Bear trapped me. All right, all good. We'll catch you next time. Let's see, is there anything else moving? I got nothing. Everything's dead, just kind of falling off a cliff right now. Let's see what else we got. Let's see, what else we got here? Is there anything else long term, down the line? news, any market news, anything going on with the rest of the market. All right, AMC looking like it's getting a little froggy again. Let's see. Bouncing off the 21 moving average. It's all volume. I got to keep this VPVR here, man. Volume is the key. I mean, the chart setup is there. I mean, it's there. It's right there. But volume is just volume. Ape is going to do the thing I basically talked about. Waiting for it to break above here. Come back, retest, hit 180, then fall off a cliff. But it's really AMC right now. It's going back to 450. If it reclaims that 90 EMA and we can start to see some volume, we might be able to get something happening right now. But we'll see. They are murdering these calls. They're trying to catch everyone off guard. Let's see what else we got. So technically, this is power hour right now, huh? This is technically power hour. Okay, all right. So this is the last hour of the day already. Feels kind of weird, but this is the last hour of the day. Well, happy early birthday, United States of America. Tomorrow being Independence Day. That's cool. Let's see what else we got. Any breakouts, anything like that? Apple 7.7. Let's check out Apple. Blue chips. See what Apple's doing. Apple. 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 Man, it was wicked down, but 4 hour looks good. 4 hour looks good. 4 hour looks fantastic on Apple. Yeah, Apple's gonna go to another high. I can see it by the end of the week. It's very easy to see. One more. It's just the laziest push ever, but it's a push nonetheless. I mean, I can't call it lazy. Apple is a very, very large stock. So for Apple to move, it takes a lot of liquidity. What is it? The $3 trillion stock? Probably one of the large. Yeah, 3.04. $3 trillion. For the stock to move like that, it takes a boatload of money. But it's weak right now. RSI is cooling off. Has cooled off here for the last couple of days. But let's go ahead and track it real quick. I gotta look at it this way. Okay, we look at it this way. No. potential for it to come back down a little bit, possibly. Let's see where it tops out. It's a very weak day today. Let's see. I mean, positioning maybe down a little bit more. Apple probably come down a little bit more. Maybe retest the 9 EMA on the 4-hour one more time. And I'm probably expecting something to come out of Apple in a little while. I think we could see 195. Just that today is not a day. This can turn around very quickly. Let's see. We got a support line on Apple here. So I'm looking at the uptrends and downtrends only. However, we are bouncing off of an RSI support line. Just about. Actually, maybe even a little lower. Right here with it. 1, 2, 3 touch points there. Yeah, maybe a little bit lower. So Apple can actually do some things. I can see if Apple comes down slightly a little bit more, I can see it bust through. We could probably see 195 by Friday. Would not be surprised. Not even one bit. Yeah, so we keep an eye on that. Let's see. Apple, Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia probably people took their money and ran this morning also. Well, Nvidia actually been trading sideways. Nothing really crazy with Nvidia today. Looks like it's trading. There was a nice little pop in the morning and a complete fade down. So yeah, pretty much everything's following the same pattern right now. Everything is on the way down. Kind of going back and testing its 200 moving average. Shorter time frames. Okay. AMC's trying to do a thing. It's trying to do a thing. Still got no volume. This is the one I want to see he go already. Oh, man. All right. Okay, MC looks like it's trying to come back up above the 9 EMA, hopefully. That's a dead day. Let me see what they're talking about on Twitter real quick. See if anybody's talking about anything. Is there any news out here? Let's see, how's my HYMC looking? Eh, pretty much flat. Got an average of 32 cents. And pretty much flat right now. I'm down like 2%. So I'm down about 70 bucks. It's been like that for about a week. And I truly believe that HYMC is just looking for a little bit of a catalyst as well. It's going to come down to what happens with AMC. If AMC starts to move, I believe that on sympathy, HYMC is going to move. That's why I entered in my HYMC position as well. Just waiting for volume to come through. Looks like we're starting to get a little bit of life here. I don't know what's happening with AMC. I got my extended hours on right now. Back above 450. Oh, at 450 just about. GME 244, 2441. Rivian is kind of hanging around there. Oh, I don't no longer need Rivian. Rivian is accidentally closed. That's all good. All right, MACD starting to curl. RSI starting to curl. Max momentum starting to curl. Let's see. Positive volume is looking like it's getting to a point where it's going to start to move. We might start to see a little bit of action a little bit. We might start to see a little bit of action. Let's see. Histogram is pretty much lightening up on us here. Everything's starting to curl up. So we may get a little upside. It won't be a big move, but unless that volume just creeps in like it does last minute, that's what I'm really hoping to see. $8.50. Let's see. Here's a 5-minute. All right. Starting to get some bullish indicators starting to show up here. Some bullish momentum starting to show itself. 450. Okay, okay. I don't know. Something looks like it's coming to life right here. I don't know what's happening, but that might have been something. Let's see what's the volume right now. Right now we're sitting at 12 million in volume. Atrocious. However, that does not stop the laws of momentum trading at all. Momentum is momentum. NVIDIA calls, so let's take a look. I'll take a look at NVIDIA too. Let's add NVIDIA to the list. Take a look at it for you, Patrick. Hold on 1 second. We'll let AMC just cook a little bit real fast, see what's doing. 450. Let's take a look at NVIDIA quickly here. Oof, NVIDIA. Yeah, people are just taking their money. Just for today. NVIDIA. Up. All right, NVIDIA. NVIDIA is still bullish. 1, 2, 3. Inverse head and shoulders went up. 4-hour chart. Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, green. Oh, AMC's volume starting to step up a little bit. Got rejected there. NVDA. Still positive. It's 15-minute looks kind of bearish. But looks like it's holding this pattern. 428. And Patrick, you're trying to nail these big ones. All right. Got a volume shelf. We're sitting on the volume shelf right now on NVIDIA. Wicked off of the 2-hour 9 EMA. It's an easy $28 calls. If it holds right here. Still bullish. Let's go in a shorter time frame. Let it hold, getting higher lows, holding this volume shelf. These targets I have are $28. VPR. If it fails, okay. All right, what do we got? AMC 443 rejected, huh? Yeah, of course. Yeah, Nvidia's holding this bull channel set up here. It's a rising bull channel sort of move. If it doesn't hold here at the 50 moving average, it's going to come down. So we got to be very, very careful if you're looking to get in here and hold on to some calls, or look to place calls to the upside. If we start to see some holding here, high possibility that it'll continue to press. But we need to be mindful of where we sit. Let's see if we got VRVP. We'll check that out. There's on Nvidia to see if oh boy, got me again. All right, let's remove a couple of these. I got a lot running in the background. I don't need gaps. Don't need trend lines. No, I'll leave that for now. Don't need Bollinger Bands. I'll put that up. We're still bullish. Elliott Wave. All right. All right. All right, AMC back down to 444. Playing games. All right. On the pocket, this volume pocket right here. You cannot break below this on Nvidia. Gotta hope it holds. It's just a 50 moving average, and we need to get back above here. There's a lot happening. SPY 443.96. Wow, SPY's actually doing pretty good. Didn't expect to see this from SPY. It finally broke out this range. I mean, on a dead cat type of move. Very low volume move up. But still moving up. Broke above VPVR. And looking to try to make its way toward the 445 area. Now, 445 is the area that I'm expecting us to hopefully, not today, most likely by the end of the next trading day. Because then again, at that point, I'm looking to still play 448 up to about 452. It's my next levels on SPY. So keeping our eyes peeled on that. AMC, what are you doing? They rejected it hard right there. Wow, what a sell candle. I didn't even see that. Yeah, it looks like they're going to play this thing out. Wow, what a sell candle. Which volume was on that sell candle? Goodness gracious. Tesla's starting to recover a little bit. Yeah. It is. Just a little bit. Still trying to reverse, but it is still bullish overall. It's a short-term pullback. Obviously, volume is low. Everyone's taking their profits off that 280 move. Some big profits made this morning by a lot of people. Man, Rivian's still going. And cup it, nice, beautiful cup and handle on Rivian. Looking to make new highs on the day. 15% move. Now, I know nothing about any news. This is just, in my opinion, so far. I haven't looked any further onto it. However, in my opinion, this is just a move of a sympathy was off of Tesla. Maybe some other news came out, but we were able to see this move and predict it in advance. With our $17 calls that we had in place since we were at about the $15 range. And it's just beautiful to see this actually play out. $4 move in a very short period of time. Very similar. It reminds me of what we did with AI last week. AI was amazing. But this actually beats out AI. We caught that run all the way to 38 bucks. But for AI was actually already hot of a stock, very hot stock at the time. Being that AI is all the rage right now. But Rivian was moving much slower, much lower IV. And for it to go from where it went to, where it was coming from and where it went to, boosted the IV tremendously. So the percentage change, or the amount of the percentage change actually wound up being greater than AI. I think we did about a 500%er on AI. We almost pulled 900% out of Rivian. Huge, huge move. Here's the video dropping off. So Patrick, if you're listening here, Patrick, we did lose that 430 level, or 423 level, 433.2302. So we did lose that. So be very, very careful here. That's a volume shelf that we've been holding on to in the 15-minute time frame. So if we lose that, expect the midline of the bull channel to be hit at some point. And that lines up perfectly with the 200 moving or EMA on the 15-minute chart. So be very careful here if you're going to look to possibly get calls for next week, because it's a possibility that we could have more downside if we don't hold this VRVP area. And so LI got sparked. So luckily we got out of the position when we did. It broke the line, it broke our volume shelf, and it's on its way back down. So luckily we were able to get out of there with minimal casualties. It could have been a lot worse. But it was a great opening morning, so I can't even complain. A fantastic opening morning. Cannot complain here. Not even one bit. All right, AMC making another shot at it to get back above this volume pocket. I have the ultimate moving average indicator here still showing red. Still fighting against the trend here. The trend is still downward until it's not. We need to hold above this area. 448. As long as we're under it, it'll continue to be sold off. So we'll see. Okay. All right. 8 still sitting at 176 there. They just drained the volume out. GME come all the way down. Rivian still going. Tesla reaccumulating. Open up 8% today. Cheers. Let's see. All right. I'm looking fantastic. Neo. Yeah, it's pretty much winding down. We're down to the last 24 minutes of the day. AMC not doing nothing. I was hoping for something to happen. But looks a little soft. Looks a little soft right now. It may actually want to play my my path that I drew out here over the next couple days. Let's see. Yeah, something like that. But this is the zone where I think things are going to get real crazy. Which lines up with about, like I mentioned, the end of the second week of July. End of the second week of July. Rivian making new highs on the day. Oh, so upset that I actually closed those out accidentally. Shoo. I hate when it says this, the live chat has been moved. How's it moved? Because I can't see. Okay. There we go. Alright, MC Larry's trying. It's trying for the last few minutes of the day. But as long as whoa, what was that? What was that? Okay, no. Alright. Don't get me excited over here. Don't even do it. Yeah. So if anybody is in positions in the group here, or if anybody or even on the stream as well, I would definitely consider not holding any contracts over the next day, because Theta will murder them. So be very careful with that. And make sure I put that in the group as well. Here we go, holding it to the last minute. Here they go. We actually starting to step up in positive volume here. Here they go. Volume is now volume. Oh boy, these guys! I'll tell you. Here's the positive volume cross just now, and they are good at what they do. I'll tell you. But we just got the positive volume cross just now. Once we got that cross earlier on, we shot up. Obviously, similar situation is now occurring. RSI is now crossed over. We're starting to get bullish momentum come in. 448 right now, looking to break. APE at 178 already. I'm expecting it, like I mentioned earlier, to touch 180. And then from there be rejected, while AMC starts to move up. So APE, actually, I expect APE to come back down, going into closing. Probably somewhere about 175 or something like that. So about a 5 cent swing on APE, while AMC starts to run upwards. So SPY basically holding its level here at that. I don't think it's going to touch break 444 again, but it's basically kind of getting put into a reset mode for Wednesday, which I feel we should see some nice upside, probably breaking that 445 mark on SPY. Just still not enough volume yet, but it is set up to go. I mean, everything says that this wants to move up. Let's see. I don't know. I still feel like there's a possibility that we just get this one candle that just is a crazy candle that just goes to the upside real fast and just yank it. It just has that look to it. It has that look that it's just ready to do something. How are we looking at volume for the day already? Volume right now is sitting at 14 million. Just give me 1 million traded candle right here. It's boom. 1 million buy candle. APE up 2% for the day already. Still again waiting for 180 to hit. As I mentioned before, I had this little mark. Actually, 178 is where I marked it off at. Then it'll come back down. Just a quick wick. You can see that we have a big candle here that hit that broke us upwards. So 178 did hit. I want it to come back down. while AMC moves up. I don't know if we'll get a move today. ADX is now showing buy volume is increasing. Buying pressure is increasing. So this is moving to the upside as well. ADX is showing upside. Yeah, NVIDIA is really dumping now. So Patrick, hopefully you didn't get into those calls yet. I would wait. I would wait till you get to the midline and see how it reacts there. I also have the 200 moving EMA as well as the 200 the smooth moving average sitting right in this area. So 418 is where I probably look. If you're looking to play to the downside, you probably have a better opportunity short because again, you never know. NVIDIA is just a beast; it can turn around in a heartbeat. But if you wanted to, you got a 1348 cross to the downside already on a 15-minute chart, which means most likely you're still coming to this 418 mark. So played out this nice inverse head and shoulders from the other day, last couple of days. Broke up to the upside here. Looks like it just wants to retest the breakout. That's all. $270. Yeah, I think it is probably gonna eat these AMC contracts up. Oof. I think that's exactly what they want. Rivian higher today, 1940. Pretty much double topped right now. They probably try to bring it down a little bit. Tesla is ready to push. Tesla's ready to go again. It's not over for Tesla. 5 minute. ADX is building strength. Green volume. Crossed over the sell pressure. Looks like it's going up. Just looking at the indicators for a minute. AMC is trying to get back above 448. It's a big area to be above. Okay. All right. Well, it looks like we are running real fumes right now. Not really much happening. I don't know. I'm still hopeful, but Don't really see much happening right now, Amy. Other stocks, really nothing happening on other stocks either. It's a real slow, calm, quiet day. Most of the action was at open. People took their profits, went about their business. Everyone's getting ready to enjoy their weekend, you know? Nothing really else after that. Let's see. All right, got 9 minutes. 9 minutes left here. Let's see this thing all the way through to the end of the day. Where's the rest of the tunes at? It's getting real quiet. The tunes just shut off on me. Yeah, still listening. Uh-oh. What's happening? Is that volume? Alright, let me get rid of these real quick. Exactly what I didn't want to see happen. Alright, so that's what happened with Ape. Ape actually wound up selling exactly what we expected. It's selling off. AMC looks like it's trying to make a move. So Ape went and touched that level of 178 that I mentioned earlier. And now looking to push back down. I'm expected to come back down and possibly test 176, maybe even a little lower, possibly to 174. And that can happen all in a matter of minutes. That doesn't take much for that to actually occur. But I do want AMC to move opposite. GME is finally getting its... Whoa. Whoa. Okay, GME. See, this is what I'm talking about. It broke the descending broadening wedge out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Now, who has been paying attention? Who has been paying attention? I want to make sure that... Now, this is the move that I was expecting to happen, and that's exactly what occurs. It broke the descending broadening wedge. Perfect right before close, where I mentioned earlier that I expect them to try to run some of these stocks into the end of the day, simply because they want to catch a lot of people off guard who are on vacation doing X, Y, and Z. So 2501, 2504, 2525. I don't know if it's going to hit those numbers by today. However, we did break this little short-term descending broadening wedge that we've have created since Thursday. Did not touch the bottom of the wedge, which again was at the $24.22 mark. and have now just curled around and broken the top of the wedge. I do expect a retest of the wedge before it does take off. So it's not going to go straight through. However, it should go ahead and bounce off of this one more time, and we'll start to make the upside accumulation happen with the last point of support somewhere around 25.25. If you see that 25.25 hold, man, buckle up, because I think we're going right to 30 right after that. Right to 30, but there's a lot of confluence in this area. My next level after 25.25 is all the way up here at 26.74. And they're doing exactly what we expected them to do. So let's try to run some of these stocks into the end of the day on a short week. We've seen it happen in the past. We've seen it happen with AMC in the past. We've seen it happen with GME in the past. This is how they do it. It's where they operate. Catch people while they're sleeping. And this is, if you look at it from this perspective, oh wow, GME is really starting to pick up now. Let's take a look. Look at that huge volume candle. A volume spike came out of nowhere. From nothing. One shot, boom. I want to see AMC do a similar setup. Like waiting for it to happen like now. Like just run the volume like immediately. But they're holding it. Like GME can do some damage right here. I don't think I don't know if people are ready. Like this would be the day to do it. No one's paying attention. Everybody's ready to go home. Out of nowhere. Everyone's thinking look at this. In the last few seconds, GME just got this huge volume spike. 25.34 is my next target. 25.25 my next target, followed by 25.34. That could actually happen all at the end of the day. I would not be surprised. 5 minutes left in the trading day today, and here they go running this kind of interference. Where's AMC at? Come on, give us something. A different scenario with AMC, obviously, with the whole court situation, but man. GME at 25.07 right now. 25.10. Here we go. Wow, what a volume spike. I mean, this is picture perfect. Descending broadening wedge. Adam. E formation. And now starting to push. Holding up above those levels I mentioned earlier. 25.04. Next level, 25.20. 25.25 with 3 minutes left on the day. Incredible. And AMC still not getting any love. Man, what a crazy time. I mean, that's picture perfect. Is it getting more perfect than that? Decent broadening wedge fake out. Touches the bottom of the wedge one last time. Actually, that would be the bottom touch. Does not touch the bottom of the wedge a following time. Adam, Eve setup. Blows right past the midline and then just explodes. I expect it to come back down to retest the wedge. If you see this retest of the wedge, it's going to be ready to go. SPY right now, 444 into close. We got 2 minutes left. But I go around looking for this particular pattern on a lot of different stocks, and it lines up very well with Wyckoff style trading. You combine it with momentum style trading, understanding price action, you can really catch a lot of these plays very well. Regardless of what's happening in the news, you can see these things in advance if you understand the charts and play the levels that are in front of you. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Understanding some of these patterns. I'm not speaking about fractals. Fractals is a different setup. I'm talking about actual trackable patterns that you see generally in most stocks. And they show up all over the place. And that just happens to be one of them. And has been very successful within this recovering market. AMC is kind of holding this level. Basically creating a new flag. It doesn't look like it's going to get what we're looking for today. And that's pretty much it. We close 444. 444, 444. Wasn't that a good luck number? Yeah. It looks like an after hours is starting to release a little bit of pressure here. It's starting to move up a little bit. Possibility too, they do something after hours. Wouldn't be surprised there either. But right now, for an after hours, 113. Well, that about wraps it up. SPY closes at 443.83, up 0.12% on the day. GME rejected after going up, breaking that wedge. Rivian, unbelievable, 17% move. And I closed out my calls accidentally at 860%. That would have easily been 1,000%er. Easily. But it's all good. It's all good. There's plenty of other opportunities, plenty of other plays around, plenty of other chances to get things to go in your way in the markets. The key is to stay in the markets as long as you possibly can. Don't blow your accounts. Proper risk management. Make the outcome income. And that's all it's about. Go to the triangle. Put it to use. That's what we talk about. So I appreciate you guys joining me on the stream today. Going over a couple different charts. Going to throw some things in the Way Up Trading group. A couple different videos and things and new resources that I actually put together. And just putting some of the final touches on before releasing them out. Group descriptions in the bio of this particular stream. So go ahead and check that out. There's a trial period for 2 weeks. For the most part, you'll make your money before actually the trial even ends. If you pay attention to some of the things that we try to post and keep everybody up to date on, some of the different charts, opportunities that are out there, swings, different trades, different day trades, you name it. So consider joining us on the group. We'd love to have you. And that's what it is. Follow me on Twitter as well. Be posting up different things there, keeping up to date on what's happening with some of our favorite stocks, some charts. And that's that. Once again, I appreciate you guys joining me on the stream today. Gonna catch you coming up soon. I want you to enjoy your holiday weekend if you celebrate, or holiday day if you celebrate, which is the 4th of July situation we got coming up tomorrow. Enjoy that. And we'll be back here on Wednesday. Opening stream as well as the Power Hour stream going forward. All right. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. Take it easy. Have a good day off. And we'll catch you on the next stream. Peace.